The movie opens in suburban Connecticut, where teenager Amanda euthanizes her injured horse honeymooner. The brutal incident leaves her facing animal cruelty charges and turns her into a local outcast. Sometime later, Amanda arrives at the lavish home of Lily Reynolds, a wealthy and academically gifted high school student. The two girls drifted apart years earlier after the death of Lily's father, and their reunion is awkward from start. Officially, Lily is supposed to be helping Amanda prepare for an upcoming exam. During the tutoring session, Amanda struggles to take the practice questions seriously. Eventually, the conversation drifts toward the recent incident with the horse. Lily assumes that Amanda is having a really tough time. To Lily's surprise, Amanda explains that she doesn't experience emotions at all. She claims that she cannot feel happiness, sadness, guilt, or empathy, and says she has spent years studying other people so she can imitate their emotional reactions. Various therapists have given her different diagnoses, but Amanda insists there is nothing wrong with her mind. According to her, she simply has to work harder than everyone else to be good. As the conversation continues, Amanda reveals that she knows her mother has secretly been paying Lily to spend time with her. She even knows the exact amount because she routinely monitors her mother's emails. Lily denies it at first, but Amanda's blunt honesty makes it impossible to keep pretending. Unlike most people, Amanda is not offended by the arrangement. Their second meeting strips away whatever polite fiction remained from the first. As Lily guides Amanda through another round of SAT questions, Amanda's attention drifts toward Mark, Lily's wealthy stepfather, whose mere presence seems to alter the temperature of the room. To most observers, Lily's interactions with him would appear perfectly cordial. To Amanda, who has spent years compensating for her lack of emotional intuition by dissecting human behavior, the hostility is impossible to miss. The moment Mark leaves, Amanda points out the obvious. Lily despises him. Lily insists they simply have their differences and that she is trying to maintain a mature relationship. Amanda suggests that Lily's refusal to acknowledge her resentment is causing it to leak out in passive-aggressive ways, including the possibility that Amanda's presence in the house is itself a calculated annoyance aimed at Mark. For perhaps the first time since their reunion, Lily abandons diplomacy altogether. She tells Amanda exactly what she thinks. Amanda is unsettling, socially bizarre, and deeply off-putting. She even points out that she smells bad, having apparently neglected showering for several days. Remarkably, Amanda is not offended at all. By the third visit, the girls spend the evening sprawled in Lily's mansion watching old black and white movies. When an actress breaks down crying on screen, Amanda reveals that she can do the same thing on command. Within seconds, she produces a stream of convincing tears. Lily can't decide whether to be impressed or disturbed. Mark, Lily's stepfather, leans heavily toward disturbed. Appearing from upstairs, he begins probing for an excuse to send Amanda home. The problem is that Amanda treats social discomfort the way a shark treats blood in the water. Every awkward question receives an even stranger answer. Eventually, he retreats, defeated by Amanda's complete refusal to behave like a normal person. Once he's gone, Amanda returns to a subject she finds much more interesting: Lily's obvious hatred of him. She asks whether Lily has ever tried talking to her mother about it. Lily laughs off the suggestion. She is supposed to tell her mother that the man she married makes every day of her life worse, and that every conversation with him feels like a battle. Even she doesn't seem capable of putting it into words. In the background, Mark's ergometer begins its familiar mechanical whirring. According to Lily, he spends hours rowing on the thing at all times of the day. Whether it's a fitness obsession or an elaborate campaign of psychological warfare remains unclear. Either way, the noise drives her insane. Seeking refuge, the girls raid Mark's wine collection. It is there that Amanda introduces a solution. Amanda suggests that Lily should get rid of Mark. Lily points out that murder generally ends with prison time, but for Amanda, getting caught is not inevitable. For Lily, the conversation has become too alarming. Whatever dark thoughts she may secretly harbor about her stepfather, hearing them spoken aloud is something else entirely. So she asks Amanda to leave. After their last conversation, Lily suddenly goes quiet. For several days, Amanda receives little more than short replies and vague excuses. Since respecting boundaries has never been one of her strengths, she begins checking the claims Lily has made about her life. The prestigious internship Lily bragged about does not exist. Neither does her place at the elite boarding school she claims to attend. A few phone calls later, Amanda discovers that Lily was expelled months ago. While Amanda pieces together Lily's lies, Lily is busy preparing for a party. The gathering quickly turns into a reminder of why Amanda remains a social outcast. Several classmates begin discussing the horse incident that made local headlines. They refer to her as crazy and wonder whether Lily has seen the photographs. One of the boys reveals that his father owns part of the stable where the incident happened, and that copies of the pictures eventually made their way through half the town. The conversation is interrupted by shouting outside. A teenager is arguing with an older man who has shown up uninvited. The newcomer turns out to be a local drug dealer named Tim. His presence is not exactly welcomed. One of the boys points out that Tim previously served time for statutory assault. After a heated exchange, Tim leaves. Or at least he appears to. Later that night, as Lily heads for her car, she finds him lingering nearby, smoking a cigarette. With nowhere else to be, Tim attempts to strike up a conversation. He asks where she goes to school. When Lily explains that she attends boarding school, Tim reacts as if she has described a prison sentence. He launches into a rambling speech about dropping out, rejecting conventional expectations, and pursuing his entrepreneurial instincts instead. In Tim's version of reality, he is a self-made businessman on the verge of something big. Lily is considerably less convinced. Back at home, dinner unfolds in near total silence. Lily sits across from her mother and Mark, barely touching her food. She focuses on her phone. Waiting for her are several messages from Amanda. The following day, Lily shows up unannounced at Amanda's house. The visit sends Amanda's mother into panic mode. Given Amanda's history and the fact that most people avoid her whenever possible, she assumes something terrible must have happened. Her relief is almost comical when Lily explains that she simply wanted to see Amanda. She leads Lily into the backyard, where Amanda is standing alone in the garden, seemingly content to spend her afternoon doing absolutely nothing. The girls watch television, then they head to Lily's house and decide to go swimming. Once they are out of the water, Lily returns to the subject of Mark. This time, she asks Amanda how someone could kill a person without getting caught. Amanda tells Lily that she wouldn't do it, and with no answer forthcoming, Lily lets the subject go. The next day, Lily asks her mother to read an essay she has written for her former boarding school. The essay is meant to convince administrators to readmit her after she was expelled for plagiarism. Her mother points out that the essay feels dishonest and avoids taking real responsibility for what happened. Lily quickly loses patience. She is not looking for feedback. She only needs a parent's signature so she can submit the application. But her mom reluctantly reveals that she and Mark have already been discussing next year. Instead of returning to her old school, they believe Lily would benefit from attending Brookmore. Lily is horrified. Brookmore has a reputation as a school for girls with serious behavioral problems. She insists that if she cannot get back into her previous school, she will simply stay home and attend a local school instead. Then Mark enters the room and informs Lily that the matter has already been settled. Brookmore has already been paid for, and that is where she will be going. Furious, Lily retreats to the garage and takes out her anger by loosening the screws on Mark's bicycle. Not long afterward, she contacts one of the boys from the party and asks him to send her the photographs of Amanda's injured horse. When the images arrive, Lily studies them closely. The next morning, Mark appears covered in bruises after crashing his bicycle. A heated argument breaks out between Mark and her mom, while Lily watches the consequences of her sabotage unfold from a distance. When Amanda comes over again, Lily tells her that she saw the photographs of Honeymooner. After looking at the images, she admits that she did not realize Amanda had killed the horse the way she did. Amanda explains that none of it was supposed to happen like that. After Honeymooner broke his leg, he was never going to walk again, and Amanda wanted a veterinarian to euthanize him. But her mother could not bring herself to make the decision. Determined to end the horse's suffering, Amanda bought drugs online and attempted to put him down herself. Unfortunately, the drugs failed to work properly and only caused the animal to convulse in pain. With no gun available, Amanda was forced to improvise. She describes how she stabbed the horse, exposed its vertebra, and eventually crushed its spine to finally end its suffering. After a long silence, Lily finally brings up the subject that has been consuming her thoughts. She tells Amanda that they should kill Mark. Amanda notices that Lily is looking directly at her as she says it. Lily explains that she is only looking at her because she is the only person there. But she also admits that Amanda would probably be very good at it. Amanda disagrees. With an animal cruelty trial still hanging over her head, she would be the first person the police investigated if anything happened to Mark. However, instead of dismissing the idea outright, Amanda explains that they would need airtight alibis. So the girls eventually track down the dealer Tim at the nursing home where he works. After finding him in the kitchen, they buy drugs from him before Amanda changes the subject and asks whether he owns a gun. After Tim admits that he has one, Amanda tells him that Lily has a business proposition. The three of them head back to Lily's house, where Amanda and Lily lay out their plan. They want Tim to break into the house in the middle of the night, enter through a window, and shoot Mark. As they discuss the details, Tim pulls out his gun and points it at Amanda. She barely reacts. Lily, on the other hand, looks terrified. Tim eventually hands the weapon to her, but she is very uncomfortable. When Tim asks why he should risk everything, the girls offer him $100,000. He is doubtful that they can actually deliver that kind of money, but they insist they are good for it. At one point, Tim looks directly at Lily and warns her not to let Amanda talk her into something this insane. Before the discussion can go any further, Amanda plays a recording she secretly made during their drug purchase. The girls decide to blackmail him into carrying out the murder while they are both out of town with airtight alibis. Tim is furious, and when he tries to intimidate them, Lily pulls the gun on him. Even then, Tim tells her that she would not shoot him, not even if they were alone in the middle of the woods with nobody around to stop her. Confident that she will hesitate, he simply takes the gun back from her. A second later, Amanda smashes a lamp over his head. As Tim collapses to the floor bleeding, Amanda tells Lily that the worst thing a person can be is indecisive. The girls drag Tim into a bathroom, place him in the bathtub, and bandage the wound on his head. When he insists that he needs a hospital, Amanda tells him to keep the injury clean and he will be fine. They also confiscate his gun. Amanda explains that they will hide it inside one of the outdoor grills and that he can retrieve it when he returns in 3 days to kill Mark. If he refuses to cooperate or tells anyone about what happened, they will hand the recording over to the police. By this point, Tim is close to panic. He insists that he is out and warns them that they are both going to end up in prison. Amanda points out that she and Lily are minors, with access to expensive lawyers. Tim, on the other hand, already has a criminal record, and another charge could send him back to prison for years. Faced with the threat hanging over him, Tim has little choice but to listen. The weekend of the planned murder finally arrives, and Lily leaves town with her mother for a spa retreat. While they are away, Mark remains alone at the house. Late that night, he hears a noise outside and begins checking the property. The next morning, Lily is convinced that Mark is dead. Everywhere she looks, she sees his face. The tension only builds as the hours pass without any news from home. Then Mark suddenly walks into the spa. He has come to surprise Lily's mom, very much alive and completely unharmed. Unfortunately for Lily, Tim never did the job. She worries that he might come after them or try to get revenge, but Amanda is sure he won't. In her view, Tim has far more to lose than they do. Lily, however, is becoming increasingly desperate. Frustrated that the plan failed, she starts talking about killing Mark herself. Amanda thinks that Lily is acting emotionally and making reckless decisions. If they're going to do something this serious, it cannot be because Lily is angry or having a bad day. Lily insists that her life is perfectly fine, but Amanda reveals that she knows Lily was expelled from Andover and that the internship was fake. Before the conversation can go any further, Mark arrives home. Fearing the confrontation might escalate, Amanda grabs a knife and hides nearby, ready to intervene if necessary. Instead, Mark notices Lily smoking and takes the cigarette away from her. Lily begs him to just leave her mother, but Mark tells her that she is incapable of seeing things from anyone else's perspective. According to him, everyone in her life exists only to serve her needs. He argues that she has been protected for too long and that real life needs to humble her a little. After Mark leaves, Amanda comes out of hiding. Lily is furious that Amanda did nothing during the confrontation, but Amanda says that she was never actually in danger. As far as she is concerned, Mark did not threaten her, and some of what he said was not entirely wrong. The comment only hurts Lily more. Tears begin running down her face, and Amanda asks whether she is using the crying technique she taught her earlier. Lily shakes her head and says she is not. After a long silence, Lily asks Amanda if on the day of her father's funeral, when they were sitting together in the car crying, Amanda was using the technique. Amanda admits that she was. Later that night, the girls sit together watching an old movie when Lily asks Amanda another difficult question. If Amanda truly cannot feel anything, then is her life actually worth living? The question catches her off guard because she has never really considered it before. She spent a moment thinking about it, genuinely intrigued by the idea. As the conversation continues, Lily looks anxious and distracted. Eventually, she confesses that she roofied Amanda's drink. Her original plan was to wait for Amanda to pass out, kill Mark herself, and then place the blame on Amanda. Horrified by what she almost did, Lily tries to back out and tells Amanda not to drink anymore. Instead, Amanda picks up the glass and finishes it. She admits that Lily's question has forced her to confront something she has never considered before. If she truly cannot feel anything, then maybe her life is as meaningless as Lily suggested. As the drug begins taking effect, Amanda loses consciousness. Left alone with her thoughts, Lily finally carries out the act she has been obsessing over for weeks. She goes upstairs and kills Mark. Afterward, she returns to Amanda, covered in blood, and smears some of it onto her. As the reality of what she has done begins to sink in, Lily breaks down. She climbs into Amanda's lap, wraps her arms around her, and cries while holding on to her. Sometime later, Lily runs into Tim, who is now working as a valet at a restaurant. In the aftermath of Mark's death, her life appears to have returned to normal. She is preparing for college, attending an admissions interview arranged through one of Mark's former connections. The two briefly discuss what happened. Lily presents a version of events that leaves out her own role in the murder and explains that Amanda was blamed for the crime and committed to a psychiatric hospital. She also reveals that Amanda recently sent her a letter. As Amanda's words are read aloud, she describes life inside the hospital, the medication she has been prescribed, and the strange recurring dreams she keeps having. In one dream, humanity becomes so obsessed with itself and its technology that people gradually neglect the world around them until civilization collapses. As the houses decay and the people disappear, thoroughbred horses eventually reclaim the suburbs and roam freely through the ruins with no memory of the humans who once owned them. When Tim asks what Amanda actually wrote, Lily simply says that she threw the letter away without reading it. The end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.